All right, so Elizabeth Montgomery, everyone pictures the nose twitch, right? But her story, wow, goes way beyond Bewitched.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a story that kind of sneaks up on you. You think you know her, charming Samantha Stephens.
Right, like icon of the 60s.
Exactly. But then you dig a little deeper. Hollywood royalty, her dad was Robert Montgomery, the actor.
Which, I gotta say, talk about pressure. Growing up with that legacy.
Huge pressure. And it's interesting how she handled that really shapes her early career.
So she's born into this Hollywood dynasty. Does she just coast on the family name?
You'd think, right? But she doesn't. There's this drive in her, this refusal to be just Robert Montgomery's daughter.
Okay, so she's ambitious.
Incredibly. She trains hard, becomes this versatile actress, stage, screen, she did it all. And she challenged herself with those early roles, not just playing it safe.
Which makes sense,
Yeah.
To prove herself, step out of that shadow.
Exactly. Then 1964 rolls around. Bewitched. Instant pop culture phenomenon.
8 seasons. That's got to tell you something. What was it about her portrayal of Samantha that resonated so deeply with audiences?
It's funny, Bewitched gets labeled as a sitcom, which it is. But there's this layer beneath, This wasn't just slapstick witch stuff.
You're saying she brought more to the role?
Absolutely. Elizabeth Montgomery, she had this warmth, this comedic timing that was just magic. But also, Samantha, the character, she's powerful, she's clever. And I think especially at that time, that really resonated with women. Here's this woman who can literally do anything with a twitch of her nose.
Yet she chooses to navigate this world with all its expectations in a very specific way.
Exactly. And maybe that's what made her so relatable. Behind the magic, she was dealing with family, with societal pressures, just like everyone else.
And her own personal life was pretty far removed from a sitcom, wasn't it?
Let's just say it had its own share of drama. 4 marriages, 3 kids, including a marriage to the show's director, William Asher.
Wow. Just imagine the pressure of that. A hit show, family life, constantly in the public eye.
It definitely took its toll. You see it in some of the sources from that time, this constant pressure to be on, to live up to this perfect image.
Which makes her career choices after Bewitched all the more fascinating. I mean, she takes on this incredibly powerful, really tough role in A Case of Rape in 1974. Talk about breaking the mold.
Right. Talk about a 180. I mean, that's a deliberate choice. To push boundaries, challenge people's perceptions of her. This wasn't Samantha Stephens anymore. This was a raw, gritty, real portrayal of something that was very difficult to watch, even for the time.
Absolutely. And it really showed her range. And she didn't shy away from controversy later either, even taking on the role of Lizzie Borden. What do you think drew her to those darker roles?
It's like she wanted to explore the shadows, the complexity of human nature. Maybe it was a way to break free from the sitcom image, or maybe she just gravitated towards those roles that allowed her to really dig deep.
Whatever it was, it worked. She delivered some truly powerful performances. It's just tragic that her life was cut short so young.
It really is. Colorectal cancer in 1995, gone at only 62. It's a reminder to us all, isn't it? To get checked, to be proactive about our health.
Absolutely. So much of her life seems to be about challenging expectations, pushing boundaries, both on screen and off. What's the biggest takeaway do you think people today can glean from Elizabeth Montgomery's life and career?
It's like there's always more to the story. We see the glamorous photos, the iconic roles. But Elizabeth Montgomery's story reminds us to look closer, to acknowledge the strength and resilience it takes to navigate the pressures of fame, of family, of societal expectations, and maybe, just maybe, to find that little bit of magic in our own lives, even when things get tough.
Beautifully said.